Oh, I cannot remember. Well, anyway, about bike fever. Oh, that's what it was. I remember. The best time to buy a motorcycle. Best time and best way. Oh, that's what it had to do with bike fever. Okay. Okay, so bike fever is when everybody starts seeing motorcycles come out. Usually in climates like this where it gets cold in the wintertime, and everybody forgets about motorcycles because you don't see them. And then summertime hits, or you know, early spring, you start seeing motorcycles and bam, ying, ying, ying. People start remembering them, and guys like, oh man, I want a bike. Or their buddy gets a bike in the summertime, it's like, man, I want a bike too. They're catching that bike fever, right? The thing about it is, the summertime, when it gets warm, that's the worst time to buy a motorcycle, because everybody's trying to buy a motorcycle. And then you know what happens is the dealers and people who are selling them jack up the price, because they know it's a hot commodity right now. Everybody wants one. So if you're looking for a deal, summertime ain't gonna be it. In cooler climates, I found, from what I've heard, is it's best to buy one during the winter time when it's cold, January, February, you know, December maybe even. I was fortunate. I bought mine in April. It was still cold. It was April, kind of March, end of March, beginning of April. It was still cold outside. When I walked into the dealer, it was nobody in there. I'm sorry, it was nobody in there. And another big tip that I exercise is you gotta be willing to walk away. Just like anything, you know, just like with a car. You gotta be willing to walk away. The problem with motorcycle is it's a lot of guys dream to have their motorcycle. When they find the one they want, you know, you get all consumed in it, and you'll pay anything they want because your heart's in it too much. Buying a car sometimes is something that you have to do. Most of the time we're not buying our dream car, it's just a car to get us to point A to point B. But a motorcycle most of the times is not a necessity. We're buying it for recreation. We're buying it because we wanted one. So when they know that, they're gonna get you for every penny they can. So that's why you gotta be willing to walk away. And it's not a problem because bikes are for sale everywhere, all times of the year. This is not a necessity, it's a toy. So a lot of people get rid of them for many different reasons. They get bored with it, or they're probably one of those guys who caught bike fever but really wasn't a biker. And when their buddies stop riding, they stop riding. No offense to anybody. So yeah, if you're gonna buy a motorcycle, this guy my butt. Gonna buy a motorcycle, buy it when it's cold out. My tip, this is what I did. I brought a crew with me. I brought one guy who knew about bikes and was an excellent negotiator, and I brought another guy, actually a woman, who was a great negotiator. And I told him, said, look, I said, I know my heart's gonna get into this, so to avoid him trying to sucker me into a deal, you know, if I'll let you, I basically almost let him negotiate for me. He did negotiate for me, because I'm not as good as him. And I told him, I said, look, if you don't feel like this is a good enough deal, I'll leave it up to you, and I'll walk away. I left the decision up to him. You might think it's childish, immature, whatever, but I knew myself. As soon as I saw this bike, it was game on. I wanted it. But I know if I let my emotions get into it, the dealer would see it and take advantage of that. So I told my buddy, I'll walk if you say so. I told both of them, y'all tell me to walk, I will. matter how much y'all want it, because I know that that's the best way to do it, because they're not emotionally involved in it. They're like, whatever. And so it worked. And we were about to walk, and he lowered the price to what we wanted. So, but you gotta have that attitude of, I don't need your bike. I want it, but I don't need it. But if you have the attitude where you need the bike, what is up with everybody in my butt today? I'm trying not to speed, just trying to chill. God dang. Maybe they want to see my sexy bike. I don't blame them. It's not their fault. So, yeah. Be willing to walk away. Oh, they fixed this. It's nice. So yeah, don't. I had a buddy buy a bike in the heat of summer, beginning of summer, and they got him. You know, they got him pretty bad. He paid $8,200 out the door for a 2006 Suzuki GSXR 600. And it was a, 2006, and it had, I believe, 13,000 miles on it. Now, all you guys who know about bikes are like, what? Yes. I know. And I felt bad. He bought it before I found out about it, so I couldn't have dissuaded him in time. I would have, but yeah, paid $8,200 for a 2006 600 with 13,000 miles on it. Bone stock. When I say bone stock, I mean bone stock. Not even a Power Commander or aftermarket exhaust, nothing. Bone stock. So, but, you know, and think about it, he paid $8,200 out the door for that. In 06, I paid $8,500 for a 07 Hayabusa. So, I mean, think about it. But I bought mine, when did he buy? I bought mine in March. He bought his in June. But that's what you're able to negotiate depending on what time you buy it. And I mean, this thing had a Power Commander, Brock's exhaust, immaculate, no scratches, never been down, only had 8,900 miles on it. So I had less miles, bigger bike, and it was newer. And I paid only $300 more than his 600. So you gotta really buy it at the right time. So if you really want a bike and you're sincere about it, I will start saving your money. Save your money up right now, maybe for summer, right now, and buy that sucker when it's cold outside. Go online and find out exactly which month in the cold months is the best month to buy it, and then snag that baby up. And you'll see that the dealerships nobody's in there. It's not busy. It's not bustling. So they're hurting. They don't want to let you go, especially if you got cash in your hand. You got cash money. You got cash money. They do not want to see you walk out of that place because they know there are tons of bikes for sale. Because nobody can get rid of them. Nobody is thinking about a motorcycle when it's 12 inches of snow outside. No, they're thinking about buying trucks. So if you come around in the shop when they're basically twiggling their thumbs all day long, and you say, look, I got $5,000-$6,000 cash, what do you got? Oh, they're gonna perk up. So that's it, you guys. I'm about to go take care of some business, and that's all I gotta say about when to buy a motorcycle. So I'll post this video soon. It's a beautiful day. All right, y'all, peace.